Welcome, Crafty Blessings with Angie. Welcome, welcome, Crafty Blessings with Angie. If you're seeing this, you're probably seeing a replay if you put hashtag replay. As you come on, I hope that you would say hello, and hopefully I can see those comments. I need to send myself out. Like, sitting here like I ain't got nothing to do. Let's see. Okay, so, Angie, you just did that. Here we go. Okay, welcome to Crafty Blessings with Angie. Hi, Krista. Thank you for having me. Thank you for sending me out. Thank you. So, my craft first. Let's get all our thoughts together because they're just like ding, 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 ding. My thoughts are just all over the place. So, I am in an event today, yay, with the Stand Tall Crafting Group. And if you missed the first creator of this event, it was Bunnies from BB Crafts. And she did a beautiful project. I didn't see the end result, but I seen those beautiful crosses and those flowers. And I just know it's going to be just beautiful. And then now is me, and after me is Loretta from Handmade with Love by Loretta. And then we have Done by Me with Marilyn and John. And then Sandy's Burlap and Bling Creations. Then at 6 o'clock, we have Queen Bee's Bits and Bubbles, and that's Brianna. And then at 7, the Vintage Daisy, and that's Michelle. And we end the night with Beth from Craft Room Confessions. So you can see this graphic. It is posted on my page. It is also in the Stand Tall Crafting group. You can go there and you can see every creator as they come up, even if there's changes made to the lineup. So that's your best place to go so that if anything was to change or someone had an emergency, then they can update it there. So thank you for joining me. My name is Angie. I'm Crafty Blessings with Angie. And this, I am so honored to be able to be in Krista's event. So now, whoops. So I am going to be doing a bunny craft today, and I know you may be getting tired of bunnies, but I'm not quite there yet. So I have a very cute bunny craft, and the first step of my bunny craft is I have printed out a printable. This is something I made a while back, and I really haven't ever used it after I made it. I made it even before I started using Canva. It was made on a different app that I used to use than Adobe Express, and they made a lot of changes to Adobe Express, and so right before they made those changes, I made the decision to switch to Canva. And that's where I make most of my graphics. So if you like to make graphics or want to, it's a really cool place to make your own printables. Not to say anything against any of these people who make them and sell them and do all the wonderful things that they do with them, but you can create custom things for yourself. And so I have this graphic. Hi, Bernice. Let's see who all's here. We got Bernice. We got Debbie. Thank you for being here. And Krista. And Shirley. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. And Elser. Elser. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, but I'm so excited to have you here from Brazil. That is amazing that we can do that. I love the internet for that reason, because we get to meet people that we would never get to interact with. So I'm happy that you're here. Hi, Loretta. And Loretta is who is up after me from Handmade with Love by Loretta. And you don't want to miss her. Her and her husband do an amazing job on their lives. And she always has beautiful things for you to see her do. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. So we have this printable. Now, I printed two sections, okay? I printed out another piece that's going to connect. So what I do when I do a printable on my inkjet printer, this is the best way I have found, is that I lay a Teflon sheet. I have a piece of material laying here, got my Teflon sheet on top, and I'm going to iron it. And that, for me, has worked wonderful to heat set the ink into the paper. So this is what I recommend if you're going to use an inkjet printer and print your own printables, is always do heat set it. You don't have to use one of these kind of irons. Boy, that thing's dirty on the bottom. You don't have to use this kind of iron. You can use just your regular iron you iron your clothes with. You could use a heat press. Just be careful not to scorch your paper. Make sure that the temperature is adequate. I do suggest, because I use this for crafting so much, you see all that residue? Always put something between whatever you're heat setting or doing. Put something. This is a Teflon sheet. You don't have to have a Teflon sheet. You could just use a thin piece of cloth and lay it between the two pieces. You could, so many things that you could do. But this is, I used to take my prints outside and spray them with clear sealer spray. And I would let that dry. And I always had to be pre-prepared for a live because of it. So when I found out about this from another creator, and I can't even remember who it was that told me, but I wish I could, because it has really made a difference to me. Okay, y'all. That on the bottom is just really getting on my nerves. So I'm going to see if I get some of it off. I'm going to take a wet paper towel. See if I can get. Be careful not to burn yourself if you do this. You don't want to burn yourself. Burning is not part of the That's just driving me crazy. I've gotten so much more OCD about things since I've gotten older. 50 has just like changed my life. I'm 53. I'll be 54 in April. And I don't know, just so many things I'm so OCD about now. Like it used to be. Hi, Nora. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate that so much. So now I'm going to make sure that I get this extra piece right here that we're going to add on. And I loved, Bernice, I didn't get to see your finished craft. Bernice was up before me, but I loved what I did see. I loved those crosses. Those look so cool. And she says she's not a flower designer, but she does really good. Really good with placing her flowers. I'm not a designer either, or what do you call that? It's really not a designer, a florist. There we go. But I do love to arrange flowers myself. Okay, so all I did is heat set my prints, okay? So I'm going to take these prints and I'm going to lay them off to the side. It's like static, y'all. Static. I'm going to lay those to the side. We're going to move this fabric off of our table. Lay it right there. And I'm going to show you this tray. Now, I got this tray at Goodwill. And I got it for $2. They had the Goodwill that I happened to go to. I wish our local Goodwill would be this way. They do the tags and you get 50% off certain tags. Well, this happened to be one of the tags the day I was there. And so it was marked $3.99 and I got it for half price. It's got something yucky right there. So I am going to touch up the paint. I don't know that I'm going to paint the whole thing. Oh, goodness. I just washed some brushes and I piled them all right there and they're falling. You're not supposed to do that. That's okay. We'll just take you and put you over here. So we don't have no catastrophes. Okay. So I'm going to touch up the paint. There's a couple things like in here they didn't paint really well. And we're just going to play it by ear. And we're going to touch up the paint. We're going to use a little bit of... And I thought I had the paint pulled out. There it is. We're going to use some folk art chalk paint. And this is white anodondrix. If I can say that word. So all we're doing is we're going to just touch this up because we're going to have our paper is going to be added to the background. So it really doesn't have to be perfect. And I like a rustic look. I just don't want it to look unfinished. You know, I want it to look like it's you meant for it to be that way. Whether it's rustic or not. So we're just taking some, and this chalk paint is just about gone. This is the first time I've ever used the folk art brand, and I got it because I'm a plaid creator, or a plaid ambassador with plaid, and plaid makes a lot of products. A lot of people I don't think realize all the things that plaid does make. They make your Mod Podge. They make a lot of brands of paint. Folk art is one of them. Apple Barrel paint. And they just came out, y'all, with a line from Martha Stewart. Thank you, Nora, and everyone that's greeting everyone. I appreciate that so very much. Thank you, Krista, for greeting everyone. Y'all are amazing. And Bernice, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. And if I miss your comments, I try to go back as much as I can. Sometimes Facebook can be difficult about that. And comment to you. If you ever have a question and you post a question in here and I miss it, you're welcome to always message my page. I'll be glad to answer your question and help you any way that I can. You know, we're here, we're just crafters, and we are here to inspire you to try to do your crafting. You know, that's my goal. My goal is that I can get you to think differently when you walk in Goodwill and say, oh, I could redo that. I could make something out of that for my house. And, or if you go in Hobby Lobby and you see clearance stuff, that's what I do. So I'm going to put a little on the edges here. I hope y'all really enjoy what I'm doing today. I've been working on this project for the last week or so. I've been trying to do some pre-recorded videos. And so I had this all laid out. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it with a pre-recorded video or do it on a live. And I thought, well, I'll save this one for the live. I think it's super gonna be super cute. I can't get my words today. I don't know. My words just don't want to come. I don't feel my best today, but I think I'll be okay. I don't get headaches a lot, but I started getting a headache earlier, and I don't know. I took some Tylenol. I've been trying not to take much Tylenol, as the advice of my dear friend who's a nurse practitioner. And she said, you might want to try not to take as much Tylenol when she looked at my blood work. And I was like, oh, goodness. I don't take a ton of Tylenol, but I do take it occasionally. But I took some today. That headache, I just couldn't handle a headache. Especially going live. Okay. Here we go. I think we're about done on touching this up. It was already painted white, but it was, there was just some spots that I just wanted to touch up. I got a couple more little things that I want to touch up. I'm going to put the lid on this. Gonna set it down here. I'm going to lay that brush right there. Wipe my hands. Welcome, welcome, welcome as you come on. If you'll say hello so I can greet you. I'm so glad to have everyone today. I am in an event with the Stand Tall Crafting Group, and I am the second presenter. Our first presenter was Bernice from BB Crafts, so if you missed her, you can go to the Stand Tall Crafting Group, and you can see her live too. Hi, Queen Bees, Bits and Bubbles. Thank you for being here. I believe, well, let's dry this a little bit, and then we're going to decide about, I seen a spot on the side that I may want to sand it down. It's a little rough, I think, from whoever painted this before. Hi, Lisa. I'm so glad to have you. Where are you from, Lisa? I'll tell you, I'm from West Tennessee, but I live really close, 1 mile away from the Mississippi state line. And so I really feel like I'm from Mississippi more than I am Tennessee. But we're in West, so we're about 70 miles from Memphis. Michigan. Well, welcome, welcome. I have several friends that are crafters that live in Michigan. One of my very best friend is from Michigan. She doesn't live there now. She lives in East Tennessee, but she's from there. She was raised there her whole life. Okay, so on this side right here, I don't know if you can see it, there's like where they dripped some paint. And I'm going to see, well, I may see. Y'all, I ran out of my little sanding things for my little gator. So I have ordered me some, but they're not here yet. I got some just plain sandpaper. Yeah, this is the OCD in me again. It's starting to come out. That drip of paint just drives me crazy. So I'm just going to try to sand it down a little bit. That's the good thing about chalk paint, which most, a lot of people use when they're doing a project like this. You can sand it down and get a little smoother. It doesn't look great, but it looks better than it did. So we're not going to linger here. And then the other thing that I noticed, sometimes when you're buying a used tray or something, you're in the Jackson area. Okay. I'm trying to think. My friend, she was raised around Detroit. Not right in Detroit, but in one of the outskirt areas of Detroit. Okay, so when you're buying a tray or something like this, sometimes you have little things. Okay, so I'm just gonna put a little hot glue under that. Now I could use E6000 and it probably would actually be better, but for right now I'm just gonna put some hot glue right there and press that down so it doesn't. You want to fix it because if this tray gets moved around or something, and I will probably paint this back later because I'm planning this to be something that you display on a easel. Okay, so we got a tray. So the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to use our print. And this is just a print that I made. If anybody would like to have it, I'll be glad to share it with you. And I have already laid my print inside, and I created me another piece. I printed two, and then I found where I needed to cut it, and I'm going to try to match that up, okay? So we're going to do this with Mod Podge. So I'm going to get my Mod Podge out. And if anyone seriously would like to have that print, you just let me know. I will send it to you free of charge. Ooh, that was a lot of Mod Podge. Let's put some back. I love these brushes, but they don't fit in this container. That's one thing I wish they would fix. Because this is made by Mod Podge. This is a Mod Podge brush for Mod Podging. There's some glue gummies in there, y'all. Let me get that glue gummy off. And, but it doesn't fit in this size. It might fit in the bigger one. It doesn't fit in this one. Now, this Mod Podge that I'm using is the Super Matte. Okay? And I think it's wonderful. It's probably my favorite Mod Podge. Because it doesn't get that shiny look. If you put it, you're doing something and you don't want to Mod Podge the whole thing, it doesn't get that shiny look. I put so much in here, I'm doing the whole bottom of this. Didn't have to do that, but it's because I poured way too much Mod Podge out. Okay, we're gonna lay this somewhere right there. I don't want to put it in the water yet. So, going to take my print and I'm going to lay it. I want it all the way to the edge. Now, I could do this and dry that first and iron it, and I may have, should have. I really don't care about wrinkles, but I do want it all the way to the edge. I really don't care about wrinkles on this particular project. I don't want huge ones. And this is just printed on regular printing paper. This is not anything like mulberry paper or anything like that. It's just regular printing paper. Now you could print it on any of those papers that you would like to print on. Just know your printer and know how you need to handle that. So I've got this one and I'm just going to line it up. Don't know why it's not. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be good. We got more stuff that's going to get added, so you aren't going to see the entire background anyway. Let me see my Mod Podge. Right here in this corner. Now, I'm going to take my Mod Podge, and I'm going to go around. I may just cover the whole thing. I definitely want to get those edges. If you don't want to do the whole thing, you don't have to, but I'm probably going to cover the whole thing. Now, I did pre-iron. I ironed my design, okay? I ironed it. That helps with bleeding. Let's put a little bit. I'm going to put a coat. See what we have here? Try not to pour out too much. Now, we're probably going to have little wrinkles. That's okay with me, okay? Because anyone that knows me as a crafter, you know, I like vintagey and rustic. And I don't mind wrinkles. I don't. Now, I don't want big bubbles, but little bitty wrinkles are fine with me. Okay, so I want to show you that when you iron your design, had I not ironed this, I would have a blue tint all over my paper, okay? I know because I've messed up a bunch. But ironing your print prevents that. You see that? It didn't bleed. It didn't. And I put Mod Podge directly on the top, okay? So, iron your prints. Iron them. Especially, well, you don't need to if you're using a laser. But if you're using an inkjet printer, you need to do something to set your ink. And if you don't you do it and you don't put Mod Podge on top, you don't really have to worry about it. But if you think it may get wet, you know, the slightest thing. If I had this sitting maybe on a side table in my living room and one of my kids was to spill a drink and it would splash, boom, there's your project. It's ruined because you didn't take a few extra minutes to do what you need to do to protect it. So, thank you, Nora. Thank you, thank you. I do, Krista. I print on regular printing paper. Every now and then I will print on rice paper, or I have some mulberry paper. But this is printed on regular printer paper. I get my printer paper from HP. That's where I get my ink. I have an inkjet printer, and I subscribe to a monthly ink program, and they have a paper add-on. So for $10 more a month, they send me 700 sheets of paper a month, and I print all of my church, our church bulletins, and any flyers or anything that we need for our church. I print those, so I use a lot of prints every month. So, but I get all the ink I need for 700 sheets. And I get all the paper I need for 700 sheets every month, and it's like $42. I was going in the store and buying my ink per cartridge and paying $15 or more. They were starting to vary. I've been doing this for a couple years, so I'm not sure the prices in the store, but I was spending more, a lot more, because it takes changing cartridges, you know, when you print as much as I print. So, and then I would be in the situation where I was out of ink and I didn't want to drive 30 minutes or 45 minutes to the store to get ink. So I don't run out of ink now. I mean, I've gotten close, On my new printer, they're a little slower about sending me the ink. But I've gotten close to being out, but I've not run out. So, okay. So, that's what we have there. So, now the next element of what we're going to add. So, I did a bunny craft recently where I had a cutout of a bunny. So, at the same time I had made that bunny, I made a bunny like this. Okay? And I just printed this out on some cardstock on my printer and used it as a pattern. Okay? So the first thing that I did was I'm going to scream. No, I won't. Y'all get upset with me if I scream. I just dropped one. And I cut me out a bunny out of cardboard. Okay? Cardboard. And then that bunny, I sprayed it with water and peeled the top layer off. So you have all the little ridges and things, right? So I have 2 of these. I have to get the other one. It just fell. So hang on. Hopefully this is not a major issue. Because it went behind my table. Angie. If y'all hear a crash, just ignore it. It'll be okay. You know us crafters. We always pile things up. And I had it laying on top of some stuff and it decided to take a tumble. Okay. See? Tell ya. Okay. I'll let you take a break. Go off. Thank you. So here's my other one. Now, they're not perfect. And you can see that some of it didn't come off exactly perfect. That's okay. But our bunnies are going to face each other inside our tray. They're going to face each other. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue those down. Now I need to slow it down. I'm going to get done in a minute. Okay. So we're going to glue that down. Now, you could probably do this with just regular glue, you know, like Elmer's glue, or I'm just doing hot glue. And if you thought this was going to be in somewhere where temperatures, you'd want to use a different kind of glue with your hot glue. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so let's push this down. You subscribe to him, Krista? Yes. That's wonderful. I was so excited when I found out about that program. It took a lot off of my mind because, you know, when you're printing for your church and I'm printing out those bulletins and then I have a Sunday where, oh no, I ran out of ink or I ran out of paper and I have to send a message and say, I'm sorry, there won't be any bulletins tomorrow. Oh, it was just stressful for me because I'm one of those people that don't like to let anybody down. And I would just, every now and then we would jump in the car and make a quick trip. But, you know, there was times when my kids were young and it just wasn't feasible to do that. So when this started, my kids were still at home, so I've been doing it, I think about 4 or 5 years. I think it's been already. Because I think I enrolled in it. I'm trying to think, did I think it may have been right after I started my crafting page. And my crafting page, so it's been probably a little over 4 years, because my crafting page is will be 5 years old in August. Huh. I put this one, you're supposed to be down there. I know I can't get it up. without tearing stuff. So we won't. He's supposed to meet nose to nose, so I guess I'm talking too much and not paying attention. But it's gonna be okay. He's not gonna meet nose to nose. That's okay. So here is what we got so far. See? And then I took my pattern and I had cut out 2 bunnies out of the fabric that I was using earlier. I got these at Goodwill. This is the one I haven't cut yet. I got these. They're pillow shams. And I just bought them. They were like 99 cents a piece. And I bought them for the fabric, okay? Because it's kind of like quilted fabric. So I cut out 2 bunnies to go on the inside of our cardboard. Get it placed the way I want it to be. Of course, I gotta glue it down. Okay, so I'm going to start gluing those in place. Well, y'all, my fingernail pulled that right out of place. How are you doing that? Try again. I'm going to just put some glue. Ow. The glue seeped out and burned me. If you're just now joining us, I am in an event today with a Stand Tall Crafting Group, and that is ran by Krista from Stand Tall Crafting. And up after me is Loretta from Handmade with Love by Loretta. So if you're not a member of the Stand Tall Crafting Group, it's free. Go join it. You can see all the amazing creators as they craft. She will send them into the group, and you can just sit back and enjoy some crafting, get some inspiration to make something beautiful for your home. I'm running through the glue sticks today. Thank you, Bernice. I'm going to put that glue tool back on the thing. It's not staying as hot as I would like it to be. Glue strings. Thank you. Marilyn or John, whoever that is. Thank you, thank you. Y'all, let me tell you. I made a loaf of sourdough bread today. I started it yesterday. Mixed up my dough, did all my stretches, and put it in the refrigerator before bed last night after it rose some. And let it do cold fermentation is what they call it. And then this morning I got up and I scored it and put it in the oven and baked it. The first time I've used my Dutch oven. My dear friends bought me an early birthday present, and it was a Dutch oven. And so it's the first time I've baked in it. Here's what we got so far. See that? Now, I want to do some things. It's not perfect. In fact, my bunnies needed a little more shaping over here. But you know, hey, I'm a crafter. But I wanted to do some things to jazz it up a little bit. And that I haven't totally decided on. You sent a picture of the mini bunnies you used to have. Oh, she's telling that to BB Crafts. BB has a bunny, don't she? I think she does. When I was a kid, we used to get a bunny. We had bunnies. All of my growing up, on and off, I had a bunny as a pet. We had a cage. Mom and my dad always would have me a cage outside. And I would get it and take it out and let it run and play and eat. And then you know, it's like most kids do. They get tired of dealing with them and they end up letting them go free because they don't want to deal with it anymore. I was just like that. Okay, I had some buttons. There they are. And I want to put some little bows. I'm trying to decide. This blue doesn't match that blue very well. This blue matches better. Not much. Huh. I just seen I didn't know I had this fabric. Let me see something. Look what I just found. But the color don't match it. It doesn't match that. Okay. Tell you what, I think I might do jute bows. Jute bows. Let's see what a jute bow looks like. I'm not very good at the little single bows. You have 3 bunnies you just got done feeding and watering. Oh, I thought you did. I know Janice was always talking about you and her having bunnies. I have a friend that, I don't know if she still does. She used to have a bunny in the house, and it used a litter box. Is that what Janice's does? Can't remember. Thought about this, but I don't know if it's going to look right. I think I'll stick to just jute. I don't like the look of that. Okay, I'm going to cut me a piece of jute. My dad did. He had over, oh my goodness. Yeah, my husband wanted to, he wanted to raise some for killing and eating. and selling, you know, to people that like to eat them. And I said, I can't do it. I'm sorry. It just can't happen at my house. I said, I grew up with pet bunnies. I can't deal with somebody eating a bunny. I just can't. I remember my uncle one time, he went and got a bunny from one of them kind of places, and he brought it to my house. Now I was a kid. Now I had a bunny at that time. I had a bunny in a cage right outside. And so all of my cousins, they said, Dad brought a bunny. They're his kids. Daddy's got a bunny and he's gonna kill it. And I remember I had him wrapped around my finger. I was his baby. And I knew I could go to him and I could beg him and I could plead with him. And he would not kill the bunny. At least not in front of me. Or around me. And I went to him and I told him, please don't kill the bunny. And he just looked at me. And if my memory serves me right, he changed his mind and didn't kill that bunny that day. Now, he might have killed it later, but he didn't kill it that day. But I begged him, please don't. That's what I was thinking, that Janice was litter trained. And here I am talking about that on here. I may get in trouble with FB using those words. Anyway, I talked him out of it. I think that's what my memory is. And if any of my cousins see this, and don't tell me if I didn't. That's how I remember. Seems like I talked him out of it. He's passed away now. Okay, I'm putting it like it's around his neck, okay? That's why I'm doing that, because I wanted something there. So I'm going to put the little bow right there. Come on. I got 15 more minutes. Ah. So let's make another bow. I know they're going to both have bows, so. Your grandma made creamed rabbit. It was so good. Until you realized it was the bunnies. Yeah, that's the thing. I have tasted rabbit. My husband likes to talk you into things, you know. I'm pretty sure I had rabbit with him. I'm not positive. I know I've tasted rabbit. It might have been before I married him. He had squirrel not long ago, and it tastes okay too. I just don't want to. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And I don't want to. If you're gonna kill something like that for food, just clean it somewhere else. I don't want it in my house. So when they killed some squirrels, they cleaned them and everything. They kept them away from me. And it tastes fun, and I understand the idea of being able to have food, you know, and that's part of life and nature. But, yeah, there's only certain parts that have very much meat on them. Yeah. It takes a lot of them to make a good amount. But my husband loves it, and he grew up, his daddy did tracking and killing and for skins and stuff when he was growing up. And he would sell the skins, and then they would eat whatever it was that he tracked. So he grew up eating that kind of stuff. But I really didn't. And every now and then we would be in a place, living in a certain place that somebody would have that, but most of the time we didn't eat that kind of food, so I wasn't on board with it. That's it. I can eat it though. You get hungry enough, you eat anything, but I have eaten it. I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see it alive and then on my table. It's just like I like deer meat. If anybody else does, I like deer meat. But I don't want to see you you do that. I don't want to see you skinning it. I don't want nothing to do with any of that process. But you want to bring it in and it looks like it came from the store, I can cook it. We had a thing in our church years ago. Probably 20 years. Yeah, my bow might be a little big. These bows are going to run into each other. Probably 20 years ago, we had a thing that they called a wild... Now I forgot the name, what they called it. But anyway, it was all wild foods. You know, we had several people that did that kind of stuff at our church. And they all brought this, you know, they brought crawfish and rabbit and alligator and deer meat, all kinds of stuff like that. I tasted a couple things, but I wasn't brave on some of it. Nope. Let's see if I can find two that look somewhat similar. These random buttons, you just never know what you're gonna get. Random buttons. Kind of like that green right there. I don't see another one. I think those are close. Let's do a little green. A little pop of green won't hurt nothing. Thank you for sprinkling the blessings. Oh, Lori, thank you for doing that. They've talked about doing another one of those wildlife dinner. I think that's what they called it, a wildlife dinner. But anyway, they haven't done it yet. My husband's not a hunter. He's talked about going hunting a few times, but he hasn't. And, but we do like that kind of thing. We had one of his buddies came over and got us a couple squirrels because he is a better shot than my husband is, because he don't do that. I say got Terry. Terry's the only one that ate it, not me. These are not exactly the same, but they're going to be okay. Okay, I'm going to show you what we got. And then I think I might do a little distressing. I don't know. Here's what we have so far. Little glue things. Let's see if we can get rid of those. You know what I think I'll do, since I got enough time to do it. You love it, Beth? Thank you. So I think, since I got time, I'm going to throw some paint. I ain't going to throw it, but I'm going to put some if I can find what I did with it. There it is. I'm going to put some paint on the back. My husband takes it and the meat and he breads it and fries it. That's how he does. Yeah, I had that brush up there. Didn't put it in the paint. Okay, I'm going to just put some paint on the back side because this is probably going to sit in a tray. Oh, not a tray. It's probably going to sit in an easel. So you might see the back. Yes, up after me is Loretta from Handmade with Love by Loretta. And you don't want to miss her. You can go to the Stand Tall Crafting Group and you can see all of the amazing creators from today. And any that you miss, you can go back and watch replays. And remember, check your thrift stores. This tray came from a thrift store. I paid $2 for it. I think that this may be a tray that came from like Dollar General. And I think they're $5 or $6, you know, so I paid $2. So that's what happens when you check your thrift stores. Check your thrift stores. She still says yucky. You know, they say everything tastes like chicken, Krista. Everything. Rabbit tastes like chicken. Squirrel tastes like chicken. I like some chicken now. I don't think deer meat tastes like chicken, though. I will say the tenderloin that you get off of deers, you can cook it and make it taste. Still don't really taste like chicken. It's more beefy to me. Okay, so got that. I still think that, I don't know, it's missing something. I don't know what it's missing. I see a little spot up here in the corner that's driving me crazy. Hi, Craft Room Confessions. Thank you for popping on. Dirty up the bunnies. You think I should? I was thinking, should I rust? You know, I'm a rustic person. But this, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I should or not. Let's see. Come here. Don't run away. I got a little ink pad. Let's see. I had a little pouncer. What a pouncer. Ink pad. Let's see. Let's see if we can. What it would kind of look like if we dingy up our bunnies just a little bit. It's kind of like one of them things, once you do it, you can't go back. It's not going to be that color anymore. don't know. I like that. It's too late now. Too late now. This is what we got. If we dingy up the ears, you see that? Oh, it must be bedtime in Brazil. Thank you for joining us tonight, Elise. I wish I could know how to pronounce your name. Elser, maybe. Thank you, thank you. Now, up after me is Handmade with Love by Loretta. You don't want to miss Loretta. She's an amazing creator. She makes beautiful, beautiful projects. And you're going to really enjoy her live. You can go to the Stand Tall Crafting group and see all the amazing creators there. As we go off, she's adding the next person, and you're right there. Here at Crafty Blessings, I try to end every live with this simple phrase, be a blessing. What can you do to uplift, encourage, or inspire someone today? Y'all go see Loretta, and don't forget, it just takes a little bit of kindness to make our world a better place. God bless you. Bye-bye.